Preseason, obviously we have a great indoor facility in the PAC, and being able to use the rec from time to time, and in doing that, we've been able to utilize the space as best we can. Having 5 cages definitely helps us. Being able to get a lot of hitting in, getting our work in with our machines, and trying to do as best indoor baseball impersonations that we can, and do that. And a lot of defense can get mixed in with the PAC, but I think overall the guys are getting ready now that we're getting a little warmer. We're getting a little antsy to get outside, but it's that time frame where you're watching some of their high school friends and stuff that are at other colleges starting to play, and I feel like we're ready to play, but we gotta wait a couple more weeks, and now it's time to fine tune and get ourselves completely ready for the season. I think position-wise, we return a good portion of guys that were younger last year that played. I think, as far as returning, got Bryce Hall returning that was in left field for us last year. We lost Ryan Hall last year, so he's going to move over to center field for us. He's been looking really good that way, kind of stepping up into a leadership role, being a little bit more vocal for us. In the infield, you return Ethan Sawyer, who is an extremely vocal guy and can get guys rallying the right way. So those two are kind of taking the helm of being leaders, and then you have the catcher position and returning, Justin Baylor, who caught a good portion of the games last year. As along with some of the other catchers that are with us, they're going to be the quarterbacks of the team that way. But we return a good portion of our position players. Yeah, I think pitching-wise, we're coming along. We're getting ready for the games coming up here on February 23rd. I think we have some guys looking pretty good. We got Kyle Hertzner, who's obviously doing his thing on the basketball court as well, but getting himself ready for our season. Isaiah Mace has been looking really good. Abraham Sanchez are guys that are kind of stepping up, getting ready. They're looking good the last couple times out. We're starting to get to 4 or 5 innings now for our arms. Our returners and Gabe Olson has been looking pretty good there as well. We have a couple guys coming off of injuries from last year, and Steve Marhefke and Brady Stevens that are healing pretty good that way. As far as getting ready for the season, they're looking good. And a couple other returners that were in the pen for us last year is JJ Vargas has been looking pretty good there. He's filling the back end role pretty well there. And we have some guys that didn't necessarily get a lot of innings last year or new this year that are also looking good. I think we're turning the corner with some freshmen and some sophomores, as that's what our pitching staff's going to kind of be this year, and we're looking good. I think, when it comes to the hitting side, with the position players, we return a group that did really well hitting for us last year. You have Cale Luzum, who's really picking it up lately, has been a mainstay in the lineup for the last couple of years. He kind of brings the veteran ability along with Ethan Sawyer. Those are kind of the 2 guys that have been here for more than 1 or 2 years. So we definitely lean on those guys, but we return, Brock Zimmer, who played the vast majority of almost every game at first with us. JJ Vargas is back. That was, a mainstay in the middle of our lineup last year, doing extremely well. Kyle Hertzner is going to pick up a little bit more role hitting-wise. He's also on the mound for us, so that's going to we got to do a workload management with that, but I think we're looking really well. We have some new guys or returners that didn't get a lot of experience last year, and Mike Gentile and that is stepping it up, playing really well. Steve Marhefke's coming off of his injury, last year where he wasn't able to play. He's been looking better and better as we go, hitting wise as well. Gabe Bamarzier is tearing it up. He has continued from the fall on and is looking extremely well. I think the offensive side is going to be pretty fun. I think there's some new guys in there too that when they get their opportunities, we're going to be able to really put up some runs. think, as always, our expectation is control what we can control. You know, I think we need to go out and play fast, play hard. The weather's cooperating, so it's not going to be our first time outside like it usually is when we're playing those first games. But I think we're going to be able to go out and play the product of baseball that we were able to, you know, work for from the fall to the winter and go from there. And if we can control what we can control, we're going to make the routine plays and put together some good at-bats, and hopefully everything works out the way that we always want to in doing that. But as long as we can control that, we're going to be just fine.